Good evening everybody, we are back with a brand new video and today we are going to be doing the inside of our haunted house. Now obviously Halloween was yesterday, so we did kind of miss the mark on actually finishing this by Halloween, but we are going to do the inside now as requested by a few of you guys. I'm excited to do this. I'm worried that it's going to take a while, and I'm not going to lie, I've never done like a very vintage style inside of a house before, so I guess we'll see how it goes. So I guess the first thing we should do is split up our house into different sections, obviously where all the different rooms are going to be, and then I guess also add in our stairs as well so that we can go to each level. If you haven't seen the first episode, I would definitely recommend going and checking that out, where we make all of the outside of the house. As you can see, it's got many different little pieces to it. It's got lots of balconies, so many of them, and then obviously we made this little pond as well. Absolutely love this design. I think it came out looking really cool. So we have basically this top section here, which I was thinking is like a sort of small bedroom. We have this middle part here, which is obviously decent size, so I think you could probably fit maybe like an office and a main bedroom. And then obviously we've got the downstairs section, which is going to be our like living kitchen area and things like that. So let's start by splitting it all off. So obviously the main thing that I'm thinking is that we need big old stairs right in the center of the house that leads us up to each floor. That's very much a thing that they did in these like larger Victorian houses. There was also quite a lot of marble used in like these kinds of times, so I don't know whether I want to go with marble stairs or whether that's a little bit much. These stairs are very tall, as we have gone with like the mid-sized like rooms, but I'm not too sure like what that even means, because if you have a look at this now, it is huge. Another like it takes up like a lot of this room and we can barely even get to the other section. So I don't know whether maybe I want to go with those or whether I would maybe want to like rotate them around a little bit, but that might look a little bit strange. Let's do it and let's see how it goes. So I think what I'm going to do is actually go with brown stairs. I feel like that might be a better idea. And obviously we're going to want to go with like a darker brown. I feel like the darkest that we can go is probably better. So this is basically what I was thinking. And then I kind of did want to rotate it, not going to lie, but I wanted it to be like the majority of it is downstairs. So like here, then obviously we're gonna have to rotate it around again. Sort of like this, so that we had like a little bit more space, but then we are cutting up that other room, which is kind of annoying. How does that look? And then if we did the same thing, but going the other way on the other side, I feel like that might actually work. It's a little bit strange, just because the room size is like, what's basically annoying is we've got this big old section here that's basically cutting into what could be a room. You know what? I think it'll be okay. Maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to work out like what the best way to do it is. I think we might just have to have it so that it's actually just rotated entirely on one side. We'll just leave it like this. I think it's fine. I did like have a bit of an idea for it, but I think we're going to have to just deal. Then obviously we're going to stretch it out so that we've got these big old stairs, and then we can go ahead and work out where we're going to put all of these walls. This is the main part that I'm like not too sure how I'm going to do this because we do not have a lot of space. And obviously we're going to try and go for symmetry again, because symmetry is definitely the best option here. I think this is basically going to be our entrance hallway, and then we'll just drag it all the way down like this. I feel like that works quite well, because then we have these two like quite large rooms, which is basically what I was thinking. Then if we head on upstairs, obviously we've got similar thing. I was thinking about having like a narrow hallway. We do need more stairs though, so let's go grab some more stairs. We do only have one more up section, so I don't technically need to do like a lot of them. I could just do it on one side. That would make one room slightly smaller, but I'm sure that'll be fine. We'll do it like here. Really annoying because obviously we're not going to do the symmetry. If we did symmetry, then this room would basically be completely unusable, which is definitely not my goal here. So let's do a little hallway that just goes all the way across here. Drag this around. I don't really know whether I want to just make this one large room that has the little balcony over here. I think that's probably a good idea. So we'll cut this off here. No idea what I'm going to do in terms of like a bathroom. That's my only thought here. We'll cut this off here and basically just do it like this. I think that is okay. Again, though, we don't have a place for a bathroom just yet, so that's kind of annoying. We'll need to work that out. Unless we just make this whole section here a bathroom. Bit weird, because that means your bathroom has a balcony, but, you know, it's mainly just there for looks, right? And then we can go up to here, where we've got this little section here, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't like that bit there, and obviously that is another room downstairs, so I'm just gonna cut that bit off. And then that can basically just be another tiny room. Okay, cool. So we've kind of worked out this is a bathroom, so it's only a 2-bed, even though this house looks really big. I really hate, like, absolutely huge houses, so I didn't really want it to be like massive anyway. But let's go ahead and just add in a couple more lights. I did really like this light in particular just because it gives off a really warm light, and I just absolutely love it. So I'm gonna add those, especially it looks really good from the outside when it's nighttime because of the warm light that it gives off. Did want to see what else actually gives off warm light. This gives off a warm light, and this is quite a nice light as well, so I might go with that one there. I'm actually gonna leave that there though, just because it does give that really nice warm light off right next to the big open windows, and we've done the same thing basically upstairs as well. Then we have also added like some little lighting in here. I am gonna we'll add this one in here, and I might change because this is like our living slash like dining area. It might be a good idea to have like a chandelier or something. I might do one in this room as well, so we'll do it on this backside here. Let's see what kind of chandelier-esque stuff we have. We do have these which actually come from this pack, which are perfect. Could do it even bigger, but I think that one is way too big. Let's go with this one. I think this one works quite well, and we'll do it in both of these rooms here. Then of course we need a little light for this backside as well. Okay, I think it's looking pretty good so far. We can now go ahead and just work out all of our doors, our walls, and our flooring, which is should be quite simple. I'm just going to go with like, I guess, quite plain wooden doors. I'm sure that there's lots like that. We want it obviously the same color as like the stairs if we can. These doors are a little bit too big, so I'm going to have to find ones that are like just one square. These ones work pretty well. I think we could go with these. I don't know why, but I'm really tempted to actually just section this off so that it's shaped like this. I'm going to do that. And then what I'm going to do is, instead of doors here, what we're actually going to do is do it as just like open doorways instead. I think that'll look a little bit better, just because this hallway is quite a tight like corridor. I don't want it to feel like even more bulky because the doors are just like right up against the edges. So we're going to just go ahead and whack these two in here. I could do the same thing on the other side, but it is much tighter and it doesn't really work as well in my opinion. So I might just go with a regular door on these sides, just to lead you through to basically what's like a little hidden balcony out the back, and we'll do that on both sides there. Then let's go upstairs and do our upstairs doors as well, and I guess we'll try and add like a little bit of symmetry by putting the doors in the same place. I think that should be pretty good, and then we don't need a door for the upstairs part, so that's fine. Now we can go in and just do our little sweep of our floors and our walls. So from looking at a couple of references in relation to like Victorian houses, obviously I'm going to start off with our little kitchen area here, which I think looks super cute. It seems to be quite dark, and it uses a lot of marbling in terms of like the flooring and stuff as well, and then it just has like a classic kind of like brick wall, to be honest, like in a lot of them, which seems a little bit odd. Kind of wish that it didn't have just like a brick wall, but if that's what's going to make it look good, then we'll go for it. I feel like this would be like the ideal house to play in if you had like vampires. So let's look at the actual vampire ones that it comes with, because I feel like some of these as like a dark wall might be alright, but my favorite brick is actually like this one from the cottage set, and the reason I like it is just because it's still clearly brick. It's got like really light brick tones, but it's not like really in your face. I like the dark one quite a bit. I think I might go with that one. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Then I am going to do wallpaper in some of the other rooms. I think it might be best to do like a brick in these ones though, like all of our little hallways and things. Yeah, I feel like that's looking pretty good. I'm going to do like a lighter brick maybe in the bathroom. We could do white brick. I'm not a big fan of white brick though, to be honest. I would rather it just be a cream. And then we're going to do wallpaper in the other rooms, so that's pretty good so far. Now in terms of wallpaper and things, obviously we've got our little living room area. I am just going to go with like, there is like specifically these ones which are kind of cool from like the actual vampire set, but they're very dark, but I kind of like them, and I think the red looks really cool. So we've got a couple of different patterns. We've either got plain red actually as well, or we can do one of the ones with the pattern on it, but I kind of maybe like this one. Oh, actually I like this one. This one looks better, and it matches the dark brick we have in the other kitchen area. And then I kind of want to do the same thing in the bedroom as well. Maybe we could change up the color a little bit, just so that we do have a little bit of variety. We could do red, which is a little bit more romantic. Then if we go all the way upstairs, we've then got this room, which again, I'm kind of thinking we could do the same sort of texture, but maybe just change up color. Yeah, I kind of like purple. This one's pretty good. This is a plain purple instead as well. Then obviously going into the rest of the house, I did kind of think like some kind of marble flooring would look kind of cool, but I don't know if it's going to make it look a little bit too new. So let's have a look and see if there's anything that would kind of work with what I'm thinking. I don't really know which section it would be in. Would it be in tiles? It was kind of like this is what I was thinking, and this does kind of work. It's very dark though in a lot of the references. Something like this. Does that look a little bit too new? It does kind of, doesn't it? And we're doing like a haunted house, so it definitely needs to be a bit more like dirty. Another option is just like a dark tile could also work. What are the ones actually from the set? I mean, it's very intense, the one from like the vampire set. I'm not like the biggest fan. I feel like we could do better. I feel like this one's actually kind of good because it looks a little bit like worn down. I feel like, yeah, let's go with that one. I feel like it works the best just because it is a little bit more like used. So that's kind of what we're after here. Then for the rest of the rooms, I was just thinking of like a dark wood. I feel like that is kind of what you would have, especially in like these kind of hallways. That would probably work the best. So I think that looks pretty good. Then we can go on upstairs and do our little hallways. I'm going to do it upstairs here as well in this bedroom. But then I do want some carpet and a different flooring in this bathroom here. So let's have a look at carpets real quick. I do kind of like this carpet, just the bog standard one from the base game. This darker one looks really nice, so I'm going to go with that. I could make it a little bit more spooky and go with the more worn down carpet, which is basically the exact same carpet, but it's like a little bit more used. But I like the idea of it more being like this. It doesn't need to be like a destroyed house because it's quite well made. So it's definitely like maybe being lived in. And then for this room here, I am just kind of thinking like this kind of tile. It's a little bit like Mediterranean, but I think it kind of works. Let's see if there's anything else that works a little bit better actually. Because again, I don't want it to look too new and like fresh and bright. It's clearly been lived in for a while. Could actually just go with the same ones that we picked downstairs, but I feel like they don't work as well. Okay, I actually really like this one. I know that this bathroom's like really bright for some reason, but I kind of like that one. I think it works pretty well. Then I do just need to add like little rail going across here because we don't have anything there at the moment. And I'm thinking this is probably like maybe like the kids area, maybe like the kids room right at the top of the house for some reason, locked away. I don't even know. But yeah, that's looking pretty good actually. So now that we've gone through and done all of our basics, we can move on to actually furnishing this house. My only little like qualm that's gonna kind of annoy me is that these are way too like low down. So when we go ahead and put our cabinets in, it's gonna not look that great. So I might actually lift them all up just because it will be really annoying for when we then go to put like all of our countertops for our kitchen in. That's looking better on the inside. So now it should be fine. So I do want this to be a very large kitchen, and we're just going to have as a kitchen, our dining area will be in the other room, and then we're going to have a quite like chill sort of... Let's actually do the other room first, because I just want to make sure it actually does fit. That's my one concern as well. I did kind of want a fireplace, but I don't really know like where I would put it. I guess you could put it here. Yeah, I feel like that would kind of work. Let's have a look at putting the fireplace there. I wish I'd made this place a little bit bigger, not gonna lie. I'm kind of struggling now to be able to fit everything in. And obviously we want like a nice old looking fireplace. This one's pretty good. I think I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller though. Yeah, that looks nice. Then basically what I was kind of thinking is that we could have this as like a seating area over here and the dining table here, but I'm really worried that we're not gonna have enough space. So let's see if we have enough space to be able to do all of that. Weirdly enough, a lot of the stuff that I really like for this house is actually from the Get Together pack and not from the Vampire pack, which I'm a little bit surprised about, just because I think it matches like the wood tones and everything, and it just kind of works quite well. This is actually the one from the Vampire pack. Let's have a look at that one. Actually, I do kind of like that one more. There is like a few bits from the Get Together pack that just looks a little bit more vintage looking, or like older kind of Victorian style, but I am going to go with that one just because I think it does work quite well. Then this is the chair from the Victorian pack. There are other ones. I kind of like this one actually. Let's go with these ones. I think that looks pretty good. I want to move it a little bit further into the room though, just because I don't want to put chairs on the back end as well. This is more like a small like haunted house rather than like one of those huge ones. Then I am actually going to move this so it's directly above where we have this table here. I feel like that's looking pretty good so far. And then basically what I had as an idea for over here is just have a little like chair there and one here as well. Not going to lie though, I do not like the actual sofas that come, because they're not really sofas, they're more like chairs that come with the Vampire pack. Are there any other ones that work a little bit better? I think, yeah, they've got like these ones, but again, they're just a bit too like large and luxurious. I actually really like these. I think these work a little bit better. I don't really know what the tone is of this room though, and obviously we do have to pick a color for it. The white ones are a bit too much. The grey ones actually don't look too bad though. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one, and then we'll just pick a little chair as well and just put it over here. Kind of really like this chair though, but it doesn't at all go with the sofa we've picked. And it's really dark. Can I get it in like a lighter grey? I mean, it doesn't really work, sadly. It's a nice chair, but it just doesn't match. This one's quite good, but again, it doesn't really match, but I think there is a actual like longer version of that. It's from like the magic-y kind of set. Can't remember the name of it at the minute though. Yeah, this one actually looks a little bit better. It's less cozy, I think, but it's more like entertaining. And then I definitely want like an old rug in this room. I think that it definitely needs it. We've got like this one, which I think is pretty perfect if you make it a bit smaller. Just plod that one there, and that's definitely looking a little older now in that area, which I think it definitely needed. Maybe I don't like the chairs actually. Oh, actually, these ones are nicer. Just feel like there's a bit too much button going on with them. You know what? We're gonna go with different chairs. I know that I keep changing it up, but I just want it to look really good. I also found this little like footstool, which I think looks really cool, and it's gonna go with the chair that we can pick. We're gonna revert back to the one that I picked before. I think that that's kind of the best. Yeah, I think this one definitely looks better. So we're gonna go with that, and then I'm gonna grab in a little side table as well, and I think I'm gonna change that one to black just because it does look a little bit nicer. I think our little side table needs like some candles or something just to make it look a little bit like brighter in there. These ones are quite nice. I don't know if they're gonna go though. Ooh, I like these ones. They're like from the like dine out set, which I think that they just look really good for some reason. I just think it's like the melting wax on them just looks so good. I'm also tempted to add them to the inside of this table just because they do actually look really nice. You can get them in different colors as well. Maybe I'll pick the white ones for the table. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. If you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to like, share and subscribe. So I think what else we need is obviously just a bunch of stuff on our walls, like some good old like pictures and things. We could also add in some little like rips in the wallpaper, but again, this is a bit more of a newer, like it's not really a damaged house. It could have some like maybe some of these, but you can't really see it because it's quite a dark room. So I don't really know if there's a point in putting them there. Let's go grab our old-timey pictures, which I am just going to go with like a lot of these kind of things because I think these definitely work. This one's also really good. Let's see how that looks there. Maybe like a little bit more old edge. Actually, maybe not go with that one. I feel like that's too new. It needs like that old-fashioned frame. These things will go quite well. Yeah, that's quite nice. Maybe different. We can get like all different pictures as well, so we can use it multiple times around the house. I want like a big picture of someone on the top of there. I think that would look really cool. I'm gonna add these little ones here though. Then it was this kind of thing that I was thinking to have directly above here. Or we've got like these ones, which are even bigger and look really cool. If I put these, just like one big one there, that looks pretty good. Then I do want just like a little one over here. Actually, or is that fine? That kind of looks fine actually. I don't know if I want to have stuff over here on this wall. Maybe just like a picture like this. Yeah, that kind of works. Still feel like we need some more stuff going on over here though. We do have a few plants that are like clearly dead plants or like sticks and stuff. I feel like that kind of works around here. I'm tempted to put like a statue or something in this part. Something like this, but if we made it smaller, but she doesn't actually get smaller. Hang on, if I put that there, can I then make her smaller? I can't. Does that work? I feel like it looks a little bit odd. I think there's too much going on. What about this thing? Does that work? That actually works better. I like that more. Okay, I think that's our like living room / dining room done. We can now move over to our kitchen now that we know that that all fits in there quite neatly. So I want to have it be, I guess we could do a U shape. We could have it loop around here. Obviously it can't end over here because we've got a door there. So it definitely can't be a full U shape. We could have a little counter over here as well. Alternatively, I could do a sort of half L shape and then have another counter over here. That one could work too. Yeah, let's go with that. I think that would work best. So I'm going to use this vintage refrigerator and then we can go in with our countertops, which I think there is some from, yeah, there's some from like either the magic realm or we've got like the vampire ones, which I really like these ones from the vampire ones. I don't know why. We do also have these red ones. I think I might go with the red ones just because it does bring in a little bit more color, which I think this room kind of needs. Then I'm just going to fill everything in now. And I'm basically thinking we do this and then we do an end piece here. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And then what I wanted was another little section over here, which is just one end, like two end pieces and then a middle piece. I think that works pretty well. Then we can go in and add in our additional pieces. So obviously we're going to want our oven. So I'm going to add that over here. So we've got two kind of older ovens that we could pick. We've either got this one or we've got this one. And I kind of like this one more. So I think I'm going to go with that. Then we have our sink, which I think I'm just going to add in the middle there. I'm looking at this and thinking that maybe it's a little bit too big. What if we pull it in a little bit like this? I think that works a bit better. And then we can put a bin somewhere too. I don't really know how usable I actually want to have this house, to be honest. But I guess like at least so that you can play with it would work. I think that looks a little bit better. I'm actually not really liking how like bright this all is. And maybe it's the flooring. I feel like it needs to be a bit darker. Okay, I think I'm actually going to go with this instead because this is still quite worn and like used, but it's definitely darker and I think it works a little bit better with the room. Then we can go in and add in all of our decorations, which obviously there's quite like, I don't really know what you would have in this kind of like more older style like room is the only thing that I'm thinking. I guess you might have like tea and stuff, but obviously because this is like somewhat maybe abandoned, you don't want to add like too much in there to make it feel like it's being used. So it'd be better to actually leave like a lot of it out. I am going to go ahead and add in like some of these more older style like cooking like appliances though. So we've got like some stuff that would actually kind of work just like sitting around. Ooh, I actually really like this thing, but I don't think it's going to fit anywhere. Yeah, I think we'd have to leave that thing, sadly. Ooh, I found this. This is actually better than the tea set that I picked before. It's much bigger and it looks like really fancy. Sadly, it's quite bright. Maybe the white one. Ugh, yeah, no, let's go with that one. I feel like that one's probably the better one. Then I'm just going to add in a final little touches, like a little picture. And then we do have this like whole back section of this wall that I'm like looking at, like, I don't really know like what you would add in there. Cabinets, I guess, could work, but I don't really know if they had those. Let's see how they look if I put them in. If we just like put them all the way across here. I mean, to be honest, they don't look that bad. I feel like they do kind of work. Yeah, I shuffled them all down and they look a little bit better now. So I think that's good for our kitchen. We can then move on to, I guess, upstairs. I do want to see about maybe adding like a little coat rack and stuff into this area though. Just like a really cool coat rack there. Then maybe like a little umbrella thing on this side. Okay, I think that looks a little bit better. We can then move on to our upstairs where we have our master bedroom and then obviously this little bathroom here as well. So I think I'm going to put the bed right here in front of this big old window here, just because obviously I can't really fit it over here. There's a big door there, and obviously we do have the door there. So I don't really have a lot of options, to be honest. So I think we're going to kind of have to put it there. We do have beds like these, but I want to see if there's like a better one. We do have this one, but this one's like intense. And that's clearly like from this pack, from like the vampire pack. We do have a couple of other ones though. This one matches with the bed we put downstairs. And obviously we can pick the sofas that we put downstairs. So this one actually is kind of nice. I like this one. We can either put it there or we can put it here, but I kind of like it in the middle of the room a little bit better. Is it a bit too much because we already have like the patterned floor though? That's my only qualm. This one's actually nicer. It has less of a pattern on it as well. Let's go with this one. Although this one's like a little bit more like almost Asian inspired. We've got this one as well, but this one's intense and I definitely don't want to use that one. Yeah, I think let's go with this one. But I'm going to change the colors back to the other red just because it works a little bit better. And then I'm going to move this just so that it's directly over the bed instead, and we'll move this one over here. Then over here in this crevice, I wanted to put a big old wardrobe. I know that there's some quite nice ones in here that would work really well for this, especially this like vampire one here. We choose it in this red color and then we can put it there. I mean, the red kind of blends in with the walls actually. Maybe a brown would be better, or just this black one looks quite nice. Let's go with the black one. Then over here I would like, there's a couple of nice like ones like this, and that one looks really cool, so I'm going to go with that as well. Can we get it in a darker brown? We can. Okay, so I think this one's nice. I want to see if there's like an old, like, yeah, this thing. See what I mean? Like the get together pack for some reason just does have like these older pieces of furniture, which go really well in this kind of build. Then I do want a little rug underneath here, and then we're going to put a picture there as well, just to make it feel a little bit more homely, even though this is a literal haunted house. But you know, it's always a good idea to just add in these extra little bits. I'm tempted to actually do the same one that we put downstairs though, just pop that there. Yeah, I think that looks all right. And then let's grab a picture for this wall here. I'm thinking the collection, one of like the couple of family pictures and things. We can just change up the color. This one here, just stick that there. I'm not the biggest fan of like this one just 'cause it's got greens on it and things. The black one looks quite nice, so I can't remember which one we put downstairs though. We do also have this wall here, so we could do another one, maybe like one of these ones. These are huge, so I'm definitely gonna make that a lot smaller. Yeah, that looks nice there. And then we do have this other section here. We've got a lot of crevices to be able to put things in. I'm thinking about just adding a little chair in though, just to make it a little bit more of a comfy area where you're going to get changed. And we could do the red one of this. I'm not like the biggest fan though. Where's that nice chair I found before? This one. This one also comes in red. It's so bright though for some reason. I might actually just go with the black one of this. Yeah, I think that looks nice. Then again, I do want to put plants in, but I do want this to be somewhat abandoned, so it doesn't really make sense because they wouldn't be alive. Are there any more like dead looking plants that I could pick? This one's be dead if I make it a little bit bigger. I don't think it goes with the vibe. I mean, this one I picked downstairs works kind of well, so I'm going to go with that one. And then we do have this other corner of the room here, which I'm not too sure what I'm going to put there actually. Maybe like another light so that you can see where you're getting changed. Something like this would work quite well. Okay, that looks really nice actually. Maybe in any chance we get it in dark. Yeah, the black one works a little bit better. Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. So that's our master bedroom, and then we can move over to our little bathroom area. Again, I don't know why it has a door in it. It's mainly just because like that's where the balcony is. This is like a quite big bathroom though. So what I'm thinking, annoyingly, we do have this door which kind of messes up any kind of plan that I have for this. But what I'm kind of thinking is that we could have a big bath at the end here, and then maybe add our toilet here, and then have like a big like his and hers sink. I think that should be quite nice. Or we can just do like one large sink. Yeah, let's do one large sink on this side, and then I'll just literally put the sink in. I might do it in white or grey. It's not really the right sink actually. Maybe this one. Yeah, that one works a little bit better. A lot of these look just like too new. I think that's the issue. And this one kind of works. I guess this one works. And then if we can grab like a old looking mirror. I don't know if that exists. Do we have old mirrors? We have this thing actually. This kind of works. Yeah, I like that if we raise it up a little bit. That works. I like that. And then I'm thinking maybe put like two little lights either side of that as well. We could go like really extra and pick like these ones. I think the bathroom needs a little like touch of something extra though. Yeah, I like that. Then we can just whack our toilet over here. I don't really know what kind of toilet they would have though. We've got this one from the Magic Realm, and that one's quite cool. Actually, yeah, I think that adds like a little bit more to this bathroom. Makes it feel a bit more like luxurious. And then obviously we can stick our big old bath right at the end here. Obviously I want this to be like an older looking bath, so I'm thinking like maybe this one. It kind of goes with the toilet that we've picked as well. I don't know why, but I'm really tempted to just like add a bunch of candles like all the way around it. I think it's just like to fill in like a little bit of aesthetic. I actually feel like this works quite well. I don't know why. They're all like just sitting on the floor, but I feel like they look nicer. Maybe just like one. It looks a bit odd, but you know what? I kind of like it because I think when it's like dark, it would look really cool. And then we do have this as well, which is really extra, but I kind of think that it looks cool. I don't really want to include it. Maybe change the color though, because it looks in gold a bit much. That looks pretty good. It's very odd as a bathroom goes. I'm trying to see if there's any other little bits that I could add that kind of would work. It's just trying to stick to it not having like any modern tones at all is the bit that I'm kind of struggling with. Do a little like hand towel as well here, or maybe on the other side or like here. Yeah, that works better. We've got the space here as well that I don't really know what I'm going to add there. I wish that this came in not white, but this is still like a little bit too modern even so. Yeah, I think it's a little bit too modern. We can get this thing in black, which again, again is too modern. Could choose this thing if I make it a little bit smaller because it's just like dried plants. Yeah, that actually kind of works. Okay, cool. So I think that's our bathroom kind of done. I don't want to add pictures to the bathroom, just I think it's a little bit too much. But then we go up to our last room, which is going to be our baby room. Obviously, perfect little spot here for like a crib. I'm trying to think of what kind of age kid we would want this to be. We do have like proper baby kind of infant, which kind of does look cool, especially in this room. So I might go with that actually. And then I kind of do want like a big old bookcase as well. And there's definitely some older bookcases that would look pretty cool. We've got to make sure they're the right height though. This one kind of works. If I can get it in like a dark, yeah, that's nice. Then I think I might get like one of these long rugs that you can make yourself and just add that to the middle of the room, just so that we've got a little something else in there. And then I do kind of like the idea of having like a realistic castle, even though like this is literally a castle. We could just put it, I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller and just put it like in this corner. Then it kind of gets in the way of our little rug we've made. Maybe make the rug a bit smaller. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. Can I change it to be a bit darker? Yeah, that one. It's kind of like you're playing in like your own house. Obviously we can add in a couple more toys. So I'm going to add a little toy chest there as well. There's not really like a lot going on. I don't really know what else I want to add in. I wish I could make this like baby area where the bed is a little bit better. Maybe like adding some curtains or something behind the actual bed. That would be kind of cool. Something like this. It's really extra, but I kind of like it just to make that baby area just look like a little bit cooler. Yeah, that looks really cool actually. There is like longer ones as well, but I don't know if those will work as well here. Or we've got like these. Actually, maybe that'll work better because they go all the way to the ground. Yeah, that that looks cooler. I don't really think that this room really needs like a massive amount else, to be honest. Again, I don't want to like overdo it and end up putting stuff in it that is way too modern. The only other thing I can think is that maybe it'd be a good idea to actually pull this over a little bit, and then we could put a light in that corner, the same one that we've put like down here, just to add in like a little bit more lighting. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, I like that more now. But yeah, I think that's all done then. And there is the inside of our house finished. I think that it looks super cool. I do wish that I'd made it slightly bigger, but I think the issue I would have had there is obviously we do not have a lot of Victorian items, so I feel like we may have then struggled a little bit in order to actually fill out all the space and make it not look really empty. I think that my favorite room though is definitely the baby room. I think that it looks super cute. But let me know what you think of the inside of this in the comments below. I will be uploading this onto the gallery so you can download it under HextraHunt, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post long content like this every Wednesday and Friday at around 6 PM, and I post shorts the rest of the week. Be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and I hope you all have a great evening.